All right, folks. It's about 6 hours since we finished recording or doing the live covering the trade deadline. I know a lot of people are ticked off. I know a lot of people go like, whatever. Um, I'm purposely wearing a World Series hat, World Series championship hat. I'm wearing it because, hey, to be honest, the management team has earned my trust. I'll still have opinions. Like, hey, I wanted Ryan Helsley. I wanted Ramon Laureano. And I hate the Padres got him. I like him. His hat feels crooked. Good enough. So, but all in all, I'm actually going. Feels like a C plus, maybe a C, maybe even a B minus. It just depends on how I'm feeling. Kind of get ready here. Had some bookmarks that I did and the comings and goings. Okay. All right. Trade deadline recap. See that? These are the Gazindas and Gazadas over the last 24 hours. Coming in, Brock Stewart, Alex Call, Ben Rortvet, whatever. I don't know how how it's pronounced. Sorry. Paul Cervais, Ricky's brother, Adam Sawinowski, James Tibbs III, Zach Earhard, not Earnhardt, Earhard. And then we traded away Hunter Fiducia, friend of the show, James Outman, Dustin May, Jean-Paul Linon, also a friend of the show, and Eric Swan, also a friend of the show. Traded 5 Dodgers. 5 drafted or signed Dodgers. Bothers me a bit. But let's look at them. Hunter Fiducia was blocked. James Outman wasn't going to be starting anytime soon. He gets a fresh start in Minnesota. Good for him. Dustin May. I wanted to keep him. I wanted to keep him because it's the just in case. However, I know the Dodgers are going, that's not fair. That's not fair. So they go, we're going to trade you, Dustin May. And they said that. They said, hey, we're going to try and trade you. And they did. And they worked out something. We got some guys back. Actually, kind of the haul I kind of liked. I must admit. And then 2 guys that I've seen up close, Jean-Paul Lignon, Colombian kid, really made great progress this year. And Eric Swan, a lot of heat. I've seen him up close, man. He throws really hard. He throws really hard. So that's what we traded. Now what we got. So we got a new Brock. We used to call him that back in the day. I don't know if everyone did, but like a DN, we called him Brock. And so Brock Stewart's back, and he's throwing harder, and he's really good. He's really good. And we needed that. So I'm good. I'm good with that one. That was for James Outman. Alex Call, this is the one I'm like, He does hit left-handers well. He's a good defensive player. He's still got we got a hold on him for, both Brock Stewart, we got 2 more years of him, and then Alex Call, like 3 more years. But Alex, pretty good defensive player. He's good insurance, especially with Kike. We don't know if he's coming back, and we need a lefty guy that can hit lefties. And Alex Call is OPSing over 800 against lefties. We have a AAA catcher that replaces Hunter Fiducia. Paul Gervais that we got. Where was he from? He was from Tampa. He actually has major league experience. I think he will be in the major league soon, if not tomorrow or almost tonight. Well, today I'm recording this on Thursday. This will be released soon, but probably Friday morning. So Paul Gervais, 6'10", guy that throws pretty good. And then they got from the Reds in that same trade. It was a 3-team trade. Adam Serwinowski. They seem to like him a lot, and he landed really well in the prospect list. And we'll go over that because that's changed a little bit. James Tibbs III was the Giants' #1 draft pick in 2024. And Earhart was in the 4th round, I believe, with the Red Sox the same year. So they got 2 guys right out of that draft. And that also fits in with Mike Sirota. He was part of the 2024 draft also, I believe so. So they keep on building this farm system. And some of these guys might be eventually traded. And I go, well, what about? So in the trade where Laureano and O'Hearn went to the Padres gave up 6 guys. I don't think the Dodgers have a problem doing that, but Padres may have offered better, or they didn't want to give up O'Hearn without Laureano. So I don't know. I'm a little confused about that. Helsley, just wish we would have got him. I think I would have got him on top of Brock Stewart. But there's a lot of people who go, well, we've got enough pitching, and we'll look at that. The rest of these, I'm not a fan of losing Lignon, and Swan. But at the same time, these guys are in high A, and they got a guy that can help the team now. So I guess I'm in on that. I understand that. But would have rather used them for Laureano. Maybe Laureano wasn't available. Maybe the Dodgers targeted this guy. Maybe that's who they wanted. I don't know. Don't know how they think. We did read, Fabian Ardaya says they went after all sorts of guys. A lot of us wanted Stephen Kwan, or at least to consider it. And we see that they turned down DeVries from the Padres. The #3 prospect in baseball. They turned him down. The Dodgers can't beat that. In terms of if they're going for the highest guy, we can't beat that. So I think the Indians or Guardians made a mistake with that. They should have taken that deal. I'm just saying, folks. I'm just saying. Let me see if I had any other bookmarks to look at here. Yeah, there's some good information on Serwinowski. Decent stuff. I don't, these things, kind of nerdy, but kind of interesting too. Okay, let's go look at the prospect page real quick. I do want to look at Sirota. When was he drafted? Yeah, 2024. So the Dodgers are really loaded up with 2024 draft picks. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. So, all right. The top guys don't change 1 through 6. Look who goes into number 7. New guy, Mr. Tibbs III. Lefty all the way. Power hitter, good eye. I haven't watched him play yet, so I'm not going to sit there and go, oh my gosh, he's so good. Let's just put it, Dodgers like him. They believe in him. Morales, blah, blah, blah. So here we go with Adam Serenowski. They have him 14th. He is he's the third pitcher on this list. So you can see the Dodgers need to build up their pitching a bit. Of course, then they go give up 2, but they got a higher ranked guy. And River Ryan is, he's 26. He's going to be what's his he's one of my former players' birthdays. Exact same day. Grayson. Wonder how Grayson's doing. So yeah, he'll be 27 this year. I don't know if he's going to help us this year. It'd be nice, but I don't think he will. And then we go down a little bit further, and we see the last new guy, Zach Earhart. And again, another 2024. He's fast. Best attribute, on base ability. Gotta like that. Advanced swing decisions, consistent contact. That's good. He's a right-handed hitter. He's got a little bit of power, but not much. Not a ton. He's got solid speed. And they say he can play center. I wonder what Casey probably knows who this guy is. Casey Porter. I think he was Oklahoma State. Yeah, he was Oklahoma State. So Casey probably knows him. That's cool. You'll have to make sure you watch Casey Porter stuff. Find out about that. And we could look at some other stuff. I mean, there were so many different trades, right? Let's go through a few. We'll just go to passing. And let's just review some of these things. Carlos Correa going back to the Astros. I love that. I love it. Mikey Skremski from the Giants. Giants sold that. They did a good job. That was all fake. Way to go, Rafael Devers. Taj Bradley, I kind of liked him. I'd say it was the Griffin Jacks. That was another guy I liked. Let's see who else. Yeah, Griffin Jacks, the guy I would have really liked. The Dodgers weren't going to get Duvall from the Giants. We know that. Phil Maton, I wanted him too. I really wanted him. Let's see. I also liked Jose Caballero. I'd have liked to have had him come in. There's the Dustin May trade. Bailey Falter, never heard of her. I liked Willie Castro, but I think they must have liked the other bat better and the defense in the outfield better than Willie Castro. Merrill Kelly, they were not trading him to the Dodgers. There's the Alex Call. And there's the one I don't like, getting Laureano going to the Padres. I don't like that at all. That's the one I don't like. The Mason Miller didn't bother me that much. They have a really good bullpen. That's great. They're going to need it. Let's see. Yeah, there's Correa. And Jake Bird, Rockies were going to trade him to the Dodgers. We know that. There's the Outman. Straight up Outman for Brock Stewart. But all the best to James. Cedric Mullins, okay. He's overrated. And he doesn't, I don't think he was they're just looking for a part-time guy. Quan would have been a different story. They would have changed things. Bednar, who knows about that? I don't know. Can he handle the big stuff? This trade really bothered me. I'm like, Freddie Freeman better be really good, because Ryan Bergert was pretty good, really good, and them giving him up was kind of crazy. And Stephen Kolek, former Dodger great, not bad, but he's okay. But Ryan Berger, that was a big one. I thought that was an overpay for a backup catcher. So now they have 3 backup catchers. I think they cut Martin Maldonado. Let's see. Harrison Bader, I know a lot of people wanted him. I don't know what they ended up getting for Bader. Tigers got Kyle Finnegan, not interested. Here's, when we wake up this morning to this one, the Padres making a big trade. There's a lot of Padre fans that are not fans of this. They do not like this trade. Mason Miller's can be really good, but Brock Stewart actually has better numbers this year. So, and we gave up James Outman. They gave up the number 3 prospect in Leo DeVries. And then Braden Nett was their number 3. But, for number 3 with them is that they were out of the top 100 already. Padres have 1 top 100 prospect left. So they got some work to do. And all these guys were in the top. Nunez wasn't. He's like already 26. I don't know why they settled for him. Let's see. The Shane Bieber deal. If the Dodgers didn't have room for May, they didn't have room for another rehab guy from Tommy John. So that wasn't going to happen. There's our 3-team trade. I'd like it. Hunter Fiducia gets a chance. The one disappointment, one of the bigger disappointments for me is Ryan Ward not getting a shot. He didn't get traded. They need to. I wish they could find a way to move him. I don't know why they didn't. Steven Motts would have been good. We're good with lefties. I like our lefties in the bullpen. There's, Mike Soroka would have been a nice, interesting one there. This is the most concerning thing that actually made me want to keep May and want us to get another starting pitcher. Was Ohtani walking off the field. So I don't know these guys that they got for Ryan Helsley. But the Mets have loaded up their bullpen. But a lot of these guys, there's a lot of guys that are closers that they're going to be expecting to not close. We'll see how that goes. See how Kirby Yates adjusted to that? Not so good. Yohan Duran would have been great, obviously. They gave up a lot. And, he was one to say that it wasn't worth it. He's really good, but, Shohei did take him deep. And we almost beat him. Caleb Ferguson, fine. Tyler Rogers, the Giants were going to trade him to us. I hope we have another couple series with the Giants since they have no pitching left. Sorry, Logan Webb. Sorry, Willie Adames. Sorry, Chapman. Devers let you guys down. Man. That guy's going to end up getting booed eventually if he doesn't get it together. And then the big, Brian Hayes getting traded. Andrew Chafin, the Angels making it big there. Of course, Suarez going back to the Mariners. Now, he won't hit the same amount of home runs there. He won't. Sir Anthony Dominguez would have been nice. Yeah. So, there we go. Overall, I would say a little bit of a letdown, but I don't know. I kind of felt that was going to be that way a little bit. I still felt that there was that big one in that Freeman was going to pull, or Gomes, whatever. What I don't like, though, I don't like all the doom and gloom. You can be upset, but man, some of the stuff I've seen, about how Andrew Freeman's terrible at his job. Like, are you kidding me? Andrew Freeman is really good at his job. He's a Hall of Famer, folks. You can not like some of the things he does. I get it. But you're just being silly, and you don't look smart when you go and say he's not good. He's very good at his job. Um, you don't, I still think that where they're at, the strategy or the strategery is we are relying on guys coming back. This team could get better really fast. But it's also just guys playing to their potential. I said it 100 times today. If Shohei and Mookie, Freddie and Teo, Tommy Edman don't play to close to their capability, they're not going to win anyway. It wouldn't matter if they got Mason Miller or not. Mason Miller for the Padres, his WAR this season, 0.9. That means he's probably going to be worth maybe one win. Maybe. A good Mookie Betts in a month is worth a win. So he could get 2 to 3 wins for the Dodgers just by being the old Mookie Betts, or at least closer. Freddie Freeman's coming around. Teo's coming around. Muncy will be back eventually. It's going to take a little while with him. I hope they don't rush him. Leave him at OKC as long as you can. Until he's actually hitting the ball. Don't bring him up just because, oh, I'm good. No. Can't do that. But, you start adding all these guys up. Yeah, it's going to get the Padres maybe a couple extra wins, maybe 3. That's all it's going to be. Now the question will be, can those wins be in the playoffs? That's where it matters. And how many of these guys have been in the playoffs? How many of these guys have gone and had to deal with the pressures of that? I'm glad they kept Dylan Cease. Just saying, folks. I'm just saying. Glad you kept Dylan Cease. He'll be a free agent, but he's not so good in the postseason. Might as well have gone with that Burger guy or whatever his name is. Might as well have kept him instead of keeping Dylan Cease. Should have traded him, got what you can. But they were asking for a lot from the Astros, and you should. You don't go start trading your guy to another contender. What if you meet him in the World Series? You don't want to do that. So, yeah. Oh, man. Wow. So, there you go, folks. I hope people could take a little bit of a chill pill, show a little bit of graciousness. But also, gosh, man, you're going to come on my channel and be doom and gloom, man. It just brings me down. I don't want to deal with it. To be honest, I don't feel like I don't like to deal with a bunch of negativity. They just don't. It's and just no reality. It's like, hey, be negative. I get it, but what about it's like people are so negative they ignore anything good that happened, like this. Man, an amazing World Series run. And we're already just playing so bitter. I don't get it, folks. I just ask that people would do better with that stuff. It's just, disagree, but just, gosh, to act like the world is over. Oh, it's a baseball game. I love the game, but man, to just go into total negative mode and not acknowledge anything good. Like I'll acknowledge the good and I'll acknowledge the bad. The way they're playing is kind of bad. And the way they're playing, they will get beat by the Padres if they don't improve. How about that? But I think they will. So again, they could have made any of these trades. They could have got Steven Kwan and 3 more bullpen pieces. It wouldn't have mattered. Because it just seems the Dodgers they haven't clicked in a long time. It's a matter of going, okay, here we go. We got to get the bullpen going. We got to get our defense going. We got to get our offense going. Got to get our starters going. I think the starters will be the ones that are going to help carry us for a little bit, but we need the offense to catch up and not put so much pressure on the pitching. It's absurd. So I try to be as objective as possible. I don't get paid by the Dodgers. I don't care. I've already had press passes. I'm really cool with that. If they don't want to give me a press pass for being negative, I'll be as negative as I want. You've seen me be, after the 2023, no one was more negative than I was. I said fire them all, fire everybody. No ramifications. They're not sitting there monitoring us. Now, maybe some of the bigger channels they might be monitoring, but it doesn't mean that, none of those. I've seen stuff where, Bruce Kuntz is getting paid. Like, stop. Just stop. Don't you dare start accusing people without proof. Anyone comes out and starts accusing me, I will see you in court. So don't even try it. Don't even try it. All right. So just if you see stuff like that, please, just block people like that or mute them or whatever. I don't see people on this channel doing it. But man, I wish the Dodgers would pay me. I don't get paid, but I don't like to see people's name. Doug gets accused of this, and it's just not cool. So we're all doing what we can. We just want the Dodgers to win as much as you guys. Trust me on that. I don't know how many of the rest of you all flew out to the Bronx for the World Series. So I did that. I was actually at Urias' debut. So I'll put my fandom against anybody's, despite the fact that it's supposed to be an objective channel and all that. I'm still a fan. And so are the rest of them. I know most of the podcasters that are out there, and they're fans, first and foremost. All right. So cool. Like I said, C, maybe a C plus. Doug said, what, B minus? It's in that range. Lariano Helsley would have probably put it right up to an A for me. I was that much getting into that. I just thought it was perfect, but and again, I don't realize the cost. I don't know what the Mets paid for him. Given I just didn't have time to go look at those prospects, and they're already gone. They're already off the pages and stuff, so I can't go look at them. And I had a lot of troubles last night dealing with Bluehost. Bluehost just being terrible with my with my pages, so I'm going to Dodgers 2080. Okay, it's at least up. Oh, there I am. Wow. Finally up, but it's too late. All this stuff I wanted to do, couldn't do because Bluehost wasn't there. So thanks, Bluehost. Highly recommend against them right now. They literally redirected everything, all my stuff, I didn't do it. I didn't authorize it. They redirected everything to new stuff, and it took 48 hours to redirect things. So I was missing, really, I ended up missing a good 12 hours, but included last night when I wanted to edit my page. So Bluehost, you guys are not good anymore. They used to be great. You really appreciated them, but they're no good now. So everyone's trying to do everything cheaply and not well. So I'd prefer people do it well. I'm trying to do the best I can on this channel. Obviously, there'll be a little less content because there's no trades to talk about. Going back to talk about games, we got Tampa. My boy gets to watch. My son gets to go on Saturday. He really wanted Yamamoto, but he's pitching on Sunday. My son works on Sunday, so that isn't happening. So, all right. It's Kirsch, Snell, Yamamoto. Let's get 2 out of 3. All right. Blue Jays looks like they had a good one too. So, all right, folks, we'll talk to you later. As always, God bless. Go Dodgers.